All right, let's just dive straight into this explainer. I've been looking at this stuff, and we are literally standing at the edge of a monumental shift in technology. For the past couple of years, we've all been completely fascinated by AI that chats with us, writes our emails, or maybe summarizes long documents. But we are crossing a fundamental threshold right now. We are moving away from AI that just passively chats with you to AI that actively does work for you. Welcome to the era of agentic AI, and honestly, the complete reinvention of the personal computer.
To set the stage here, let's look at this quote from NVIDIA's CEO Jensen Huang. He says, "People talk about AI reducing jobs. Complete nonsense. It's causing more software engineers to be hired." Now, you might be wondering, how does that make sense? Because the narrative we hear all the time is that AI is just here to replace us, right? But as we really dig into this, you start to realize that this new wave of AI isn't a replacement at all, it's an incredibly eager digital collaborator. Because these AI systems can actually do useful, productive work now, the demand to build them, to integrate them into our systems, and to direct them is absolutely skyrocketing.
So, what exactly is agentic AI? Well, it's a brand new computing pattern. Instead of a large language model just sitting inside a simple chat interface waiting for a prompt, it sits inside a software harness. Think of it less like a chat window and a lot more like handing over your mouse and keyboard to a super fast intern. It allows the AI to autonomously observe a problem, reason about it, formulate a step-by-step plan, and then actually use tools like opening a web browser, scanning a spreadsheet, or querying a database to execute that complex work. It's no longer just thinking, it is actively doing.
Okay, here's our roadmap for today. 1. The age of agents. 2. Building the AI factory. 3. AI in the physical world. 4. Open models for enterprise. And 5. What it means for you.
Let's start with Section 1, the age of agents, moving from chatbots to workers.
Just look at the sheer scale of the shift that is already happening with GitHub code commits. In 2024, we saw about 400 million commits. In 2025, that bumped up to 500 million. But look at the pace for early 2026. Wait, over 1.5 billion. Obviously, this isn't just humans suddenly typing 3 times faster. This massive explosion in productivity is absolute proof that these AI agents are already out there in the wild, writing code, fixing bugs, and generating huge volumes of real, valuable work. And this represents a total paradigm shift. In the old computing model, the one we're all used to, you would launch an application, click your mouse, and basically type out every single manual action. But in this new computing model, you simply state your intent. You just explain to the AI what you want to achieve, and the agentic AI figures out exactly which tools to use and how to execute the entire multi-step process to get it done. It's the ultimate distributed computing model, and let me tell you, it feels completely like magic when you see it in action.
Moving to Section 2, building the AI factory, powering impatient agents.
You kind of have to think of AI agents as incredibly impatient workers. When they need to use a tool or access a database, they don't want to wait around for seconds. They operate in nanoseconds. Legacy chips, like the traditional x86 CPUs inside the laptop you've been using for years, were built for human typing speeds, right? So they become a massive bottleneck in this new workflow. And that is exactly why NVIDIA built the Vera CPU. Armed with 88 custom Olympus cores, it was designed from the ground up specifically for the agentic loop, delivering 1.8 times the performance of traditional processors just to keep these impatient digital workers moving at the speed of light.
But CPUs are just one piece of the puzzle in the new Vera Rubin platform. Look at this generational leap. We go from Hopper's 80 gigabytes of memory and 900 gigabytes per second bandwidth, blow right past the incredible Blackwell generation, straight into the new Rubin architecture. Rubin features a massive 288 gigabytes of next-generation memory and an insane 3.6 terabytes per second of interconnect bandwidth. To put that 3.6 terabytes per second into perspective, that's basically like downloading 1,000 HD movies in the literal blink of an eye. That's the stratosphere of performance required now just to handle the complex reasoning loops of agentic AI.
$100 billion for a single infrastructure project. I mean, it's just staggering. Building a single 1 gigawatt AI factory filled with these liquid-cooled Vera Rubin racks is quickly approaching $100 billion. We are literally witnessing the largest infrastructure build-out in human history, all to manufacture the intelligence that's going to power this new computing era.
All right, Section 3, AI in the physical world, robots that think.
NVIDIA hasn't just stopped at the data center. They've created a complete physical AI stack.
It starts with Cosmos 3, which basically gives a robot an intuition for real-world physics and spatial reasoning. It literally lets a robot watch a scene and predict what's going to happen next. Then there's Isaac GR00, which is essentially the operating system specifically built for humanoid robots. And finally, all of this runs on Jetson Thor. This is the supercomputer brain packed right into the robot's metal shell, delivering over 2,000 teraflops of AI compute directly onto the machine itself. Together, these three pieces allow machines to perceive, train, and compute right there at the edge.
To really bring this physical AI concept to life, let's look at Alpermaio 2. It's an open model designed for self-driving cars, but it's fundamentally different from legacy systems. This is the world's first reasoning autonomous vehicle. As it drives, it is literally talking to itself, reasoning out loud about stationary vehicles, pedestrians, and complex traffic intersections, safely calculating its next move based on dynamic physical context. Honestly, it probably reasons better than half the drivers on the road today, for sure.
Moving on to Section 4, Open Models for Enterprise, Changing the Math.
So how are everyday businesses actually going to afford all this? The answer lies in powerful open models, specifically the newly announced Nematron 3 Ultra. This is a 500 billion parameter model designed entirely for multi-step reasoning. But the absolute key here is the math. It delivers 300 output tokens per second, making it 5 times faster and, this is crucial, 30% cheaper to run than comparable frontier models. This fundamentally flips the economics of deploying AI. When an agent costs 30% less per run, tasks that were previously way too expensive to automate suddenly become highly profitable for businesses to deploy at scale. So, if the hardware and the cost problems are being solved, what's the holdup? Well, companies still have to do the heavy lifting themselves. You see, NVIDIA has completely solved the infrastructure side. They provide the hyper-fast chips, the open models, and the secure runtimes. But for real enterprise workflows, businesses still have to connect these agents to their own proprietary databases, integrate their specific business rules, and ensure compliance. The hardware excuse is totally gone. The real work for businesses now is all about workflow integration.
And finally, Section 5, what it means for you, the personal AI revolution.
We just talked about a $100 billion data center, right? Well, now, NVIDIA and Microsoft are putting a literal petaflop of that exact same AI power right into a thin laptop you can just slide into your backpack. Introducing the RTX Spark superchip. They have fundamentally reinvented the PC for the first time in 40 years. This single chip packs 6,144 CUDA cores, 1 petaflop of AI capability, and 128 gigabytes of unified memory straight into consumer laptops, like the brand new fanless Asus ProArt.
Now this right here is an absolute game changer for the everyday person. In the past, with cloud-based AI, you had to deal with metered subscription fees, super annoying server wait times, and you've literally had to upload your private data to someone else's server. But with local RTX Spark agents, the model lives entirely on your laptop. It runs for free 24/7 with zero meter anxiety. You get instant nanosecond responses and complete data privacy because your files never, ever leave your device. You are getting your own private, always-on AI assistant sitting directly on your desk.
Jensen Huang described this evolution perfectly. He said, you would have assist AI agent computers running in your house. It becomes a lot more like R2-D2 to you. It's incredible to see science fiction just actually becoming reality. Your PC is evolving from a simple, static tool that you just click and type on into a truly helpful, ever-present companion. It's going to manage your tasks, summarize your life's documents, and orchestrate your smart home, working constantly for you in the background.
We are standing at the absolute dawn of the agentic age, a time where the unbelievable intelligence of a $100 billion AI factory trickles all the way down to a chip sitting right inside your laptop. The computer is no longer just a calculator, it's a genuine collaborator. So, as this incredible personal AI revolution arrives on your desk, I'll leave you with this one question to think about. What task will you hand over to your new personal AI agent first?